Video games have become an integral part of the modern society. With the gaming industry growing every year, there have been many stories of both success and failure. One of the most fascinating tales in the recent year is that of the Telltale Games. This company was one of the most innovative company in the gaming industry and created a new genre of games called interactive storytelling. Unfortunately, after reaching great heights, the company eventually failed. In this video, we're gonna take a closer look at the Telltale Games, examining its rise to the success and its innovative approach to the gaming and eventually its downfall. Dan Connors, Kevin Brunner and Troy Molander met while working together in LucasArts, a legendary game development studio responsible for some of the most iconic adventure games of the 1990s, including classics like The Monkey Island, Full Throttle and Grim Fandango. All of the three founders had different roles at LucasArts. Dan Connors worked as a producer, overseeing the development of the popular games. Kevin Brunner was a programmer, responsible for developing the game engine used for many of the studio's games. Troy Molander worked in a finance department, managing the budgets and other financial matters. After leaving the LucasArts, the three founders went on to pursue different careers. Dan Connors founded his own game development company called the Bay Area Multimedia. Kevin Brunner worked at Maxis, another game development studio, before eventually joining Dan Connors at the Bay Area Multimedia. Troy Molander worked at finance and investment banking for several years. In 2004, the three founders decided to create their own game development company. They founded Telltale Games with the goal of creating innovative and story-driven games that pushed the boundaries of what was possible in the medium. Telltale Games began by creating an episodic adventure games based on popular franchises such as Sam and Max and Wallace and Gromit. These games were released on the regular schedule, with each episode adding to the overall story. The games were a hit with the fans, and Telltale quickly gained a reputation as a company that was pushing the boundaries of the interactive storytelling. In 2012, Telltale Games released The Walking Dead, a game based on the popular comic book series of the same name. The game was a massive hit, both critically and commercially. They won numerous awards, including Game of the Year at the 10th Annual Spike Video Game Awards. The Walking Dead was praised for its compelling story, memorable characters, and innovative gameplay mechanics. It was a turning point for Telltale Games, and it cemented its place as a major player in the gaming industry. Telltale Games' success was due in large part to its innovative approach to the gameplay and storytelling. The company's games were known for its episodic structure, where each episode was added to the overall story. This allowed players to become invested in the characters and the world, creating an emotional connection that is rare in video games. The gameplay in the Telltale's games was also unique, with players making the choices that affecting the outcome of the story. The games were not focused on the action or combat, but on dialogue and decision making. The Walking Dead, for example, had players making choices which was affecting the survival of his character and people around him. This created a sense of urgency and tension that was unlike anything else in the gaming industry. Telltale Games had a significant impact on the gaming industry. The company's innovative approach to the storytelling and gameplay paved the way for other developers and creators to make the similar kind of games. Games like Life is Strange and Detroit Become Human owe a debt to Telltale Games and its groundbreaking work. Telltale's success was also inspired the other companies to take risk in the storytelling. Many AAA games began incorporating more nouns and complex narratives, with the characters that were more than just one-dimensional archetypes. Games like Last of Us and Red Dead Redemption 2 are just few examples of how storytelling has evolved in the gaming industry. Despite its success, Telltale Games eventually faced financial difficulties. In 2017, the company laid its 25% of the staff, citing challenges adapting an increasingly competitive marketplace. In September 2018, the company announced that it was shutting down and filing for bankruptcy. The closure of the studio was sudden and unexpected, leaving fans and employees alike shocked. There were several factors that led to the downfall of the Telltale Games. One of the biggest issues was companies' reliance on the licensed properties. The majority of the Telltale Games was based on the popular franchises like Walking Dead, Game of Thrones and Batman. While these games were successful, they also required an expensive licensing fees, which cut into companies' profits. Another problem was the company's rapid growth. I know this is not a problem, but Telltale Games went from the small independent studio to a company with hundreds of employees in just few years. This growth was difficult to sustain, and the company struggled to maintain the same level of quality and innovation as it had in the past. Finally, there were reports of the toxic work environment in the Telltale Games. Former employees spoke out about the long hours, low pay and poor working conditions. This led to high turnover rates and a lack of morale among the staff. Despite its untimely demise, the legacy of Telltale Games lived lives on. The company's impact on the gaming industry cannot be overstated. Telltale Games pushed the boundaries of storytelling and gameplay, creating a new genre of the games that was more focused on character-driven narratives and decision-making. Many of the developers who worked in the Telltale Games gone to work on other successful games, and some have started their own studios, continuing the tradition of creating innovative storytelling games. In 2019, the LCG Entertainment acquired the rights to the Telltale Games brand and its intellectual property. The new company is working on to revive its most popular franchises of the games, like The Walking Dead, The Wolf Among Us, Batman, Game of Thrones, and who knows, many more. The Telltale Games may have ended in tragedy, but its impact on the gaming industry will be felt for years to come. While it's sad to see the company go, its legacy will live on, inspiring the future generation of the game developers to take risks and push the boundaries of what video games can be. I hope you learned something new from this video. Hit the like button and subscribe if you want to hear more stories like this, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.